So we want to talk about the Brinkley, living in it full-time for a year, and do you think we're going to keep it? Is the Brinkley perfect?
Not in all cases.
We're going to get into those prototype doors too, so make sure you stay tuned for the patio doors that everybody has such a hard time with.
I hate to say it, I love the trash cans. Cut up that shirt and push it to the back of the door, and then falls to the back of the back.
Do you sit on that while you take a shower? I don't know how that works. Do you straddle it? Coming from a house, we had soft close toilets. Going to an RV, I would go to close it. I'm used to giving it a little push. And
go wham!
Wham! And wake up everybody.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun.
Hey guys and girls, coming to you live from Kirkland Air Force Base FAM camp. It's pretty decent camp. What do you think of it?
It's quiet for the most part. Every once in a while you'll hear a jet go by. Not as often as Aurora.
Oh my gosh, Buckley Space Force Base. This is the video that we've been wanting to put out about our 1-year review of living full-time in our Brinkley. It's been hard here. We've been trying, like during the day, we don't want to just sit in the RV and talk about the RV. We wanted to be outside, but every night it seems to...
It's either sweltering hot or a monsoon rain.
Every night it rains here, starting at like the time you'd want to sit outside with the sunset and everything. I did get some amazing rainbow photos from the rainstorm last night. I'll share those with you. It was, I've never seen one in that intense. Have you ever seen one that intense?
That was pretty big.
That was crazy.
Been a long time since I've seen one.
So we want to talk about the Brinkley, living in it full-time for a year, and do you think we're going to keep it?
Yeah.
Oh, we are? Duh. Okay, we're going to keep it. Little teaser on the thumbnail there, but we definitely want to keep our Brinkley. We love it. About us. You want to tell them?
In 2023, yeah, we bought the Brinkley, our first RV, our only RV.
That's a good point. We have zero RV experience prior to this year.
We decided to sell our house that was too big and sell all of our stuff mostly, and get on the road and see United States.
Yep.
So I know there's a lot to see out here, and there's still more to see that we haven't had the opportunity just yet. But
and we've learned so much over this year. I'll put a couple of links down in the description, tips and tricks that we've done, black tank changes, things that we've just learned. We just did a video on how much the month of July cost us, so be sure and check that out. But I think we should get into our 1-year review. What do you think?
Sure.
So let's start with our initial thoughts on the Brinkley, having it a year. What do you think about the build quality?
Overall, I think it's exceptional. I know it's our first one, but we did a lot of homework before we decided to get the Brinkley. It's not like that was our only brand we checked out. But
man, we looked at RVs.
We looked at a lot.
14 months we researched it while we were getting ready and had our house on the market. So we didn't go into this, we didn't take it lightly.
No.
At all. Is the Brinkley perfect?
Not in all cases.
No, it's not perfect. But no RV is going to be perfect. But for me, at least, it's about how Brinkley takes care of you.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Customer care, customer service, hands down. Couldn't ask for anything better. They're Johnny on the spot 99% of the time.
We'll talk a little bit more about it later, but we took ours to the customer service center in Goshen, Indiana. We'll talk about that and what they did. You know, we had some initial issues with our tire sensors, but ours was an early model. 065 is ours, so they knew that it was going to be a learning process. And I think the beauty of Brinkley is that they stand behind it. They say, hey, you know, Ross and Jax, we get it. This is an early model. We're going to make improvements. We're going to do things, and we're going to get into those prototype doors too. So make sure you stay tuned for the patio doors that everybody has such a hard time.
So they're still evolving. They're still getting better. That's innovative to me, knowing that they're just not steadfast and just pumping out more and more and more without making them better and better.
The kitchen, and I'll let you talk about the kitchen. We have our little cheat list down here because we want to make sure we cover everything, but we'll let you talk about the kitchen.
The kitchen's held up. Nothing's broken. There was a few issues with the pull-out pantry known. They have come and fixed it, or that was one of the things we had fixed at the Brinkley Care Shop. Overall, I cannot complain. You can put a ton of stuff in any of the cabinets you want.
Cabinets aren't even full. We've been in it a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Multi-uses with the Peninsula. I love showing people that Peninsula. It's just it's a showstopper for me. It's like, wow. The 2 trash cans, I hate to say it, I love the trash cans. There is nothing I don't love about the kitchen. I know Ross says he doesn't like doing dishes because he hits his head on the cabinet there, but
5'9"
so
cabinet. And it's not just an excuse because I don't mind washing dishes.
I can't complain about the kitchen. All the surfaces come clean with just a wet cloth and maybe some Windex, you know, disinfectant. It comes right off. The wallpaper, you get ketchup on it, it just wipes right off. No complaints about that.
And like I was wiping down, I used a little Windex and a towel and was wiping down all the cabinets because your lower cabinets are what seem to get dirty. You know, you splash food or trash, or we got a dog, you know, so those are the ones, you know, and it's held up beautifully. The quality of the doors, the quality of the wood, I think, the soft close, everything still works. And we don't just use this like one day a week or maybe on Labor Day weekend. We've done almost 18,000 miles, 26 states in a year. We've drug it all over the place, all the way up to the Canadian border. I mean, we've had it in every climate you can think of, 13 degrees, 113 degrees. So when we tell you that it's holding up, we're just not weekend users. And if you've watched our channel, you know that we're out traveling. That she mentioned the pantry.
Yeah, the pantry hinge track up top came loose, and I know some people experienced a huge fallout.
Where it actually fell out.
Sorry for you folks, but ours didn't do that. But it came loose and it was wiggling in there. We did preventative things to keep it from falling out. So
yeah, like we took it completely out, and I beefed up the screws that were into the floor. And then when we took it to the service center, JD at the service center, which JD, Dina, all of them, they're simply amazing there. They take such good care of us. He said that because of that issue, they've changed the way they do it on the production line, and they've added shims for a different angle and height, and it keeps all that tight. And we really haven't had a problem since then.
Not at all.
At all. So next, we're going to move on to the interior, and I'm going to let Jackie talk about some of that as well. The interior of the Brinkley. And when I say interior, I mean overall, like how are the walls holding up? How are the windows? Yeah, do they open and close? Do they leak water? You want to talk about the screens?
Sure. So Brinkley designed the blackout shades that have a reflective panel on the back. Well, that works great, and to a certain point, then when you get to 113 degree summer, we need a little extra insulation. And at night, we like our bedroom pitch dark, so we added at first we were using window shades for the truck.
Yeah, we got them at the auto parts store, and it was just I bought the biggest
the windshield visor,
biggest insulated visor I could find. And then she took and measured it and trimmed it all out and made them fit our windows. But since then,
we've gone to Home Depot and they sell big rolls of this reflective visor looking stuff.
Way cheaper than
buying individual window visors for your truck. But anyway. We used that. We blacked out all of the bedroom windows because we like it dark when we sleep. Just because we were a little irritated about the little pinholes when you wake up in the morning. It was like rays of sun invading your eyeballs. You're like, I can't see.
Sometimes you'll be sitting on the couch and you'll see something on your shirt and you think, did I get something to eat on my, what? And you look down and it's just little light beams coming through those blinds from the sun. So, you know, we're not totally complaining. We just found a workaround for it if you don't like those.
It helps block out the sun. It helps the heat and gives you a little bit more privacy on that spectrum. But we use those throughout the RV, wherever we need them, any time of day, to tell you the truth.
And we also, like when we got to the fam camp, I argued for the spot that we're in now because the setting sun is on the off-door side. So we have a nice shaded area, and that's something you can think about when you go to an RV park. Look at it and say, which way does this face? North or south, east or west? How's the sun gonna affect me in the mornings? And because, like she said, when we sleep, we're both retired. We don't want to wake up when the sun comes up. We don't have to set an alarm anymore. I know a lot of people do, I'm sorry, but we don't want that sunlight interface, right?
But overall, all the cabinets are holding up. They're solid wood, they're dovetailed, they're just finished nicely. They're not just slapped together with plywood and glue and some staples. The valances, residential feel, 99% of the RV feels like you're in your own bricks and sticks at home.
Yep.
Most people that we have come visit, like, wow, it looks like a house.
What about window leaks or water leaks?
We had one window leak, and it was one by the right-hand side couch.
Right by the door
Window.
where you come in and out?
Where you come in and
That
out.
slide, yeah.
That slide, it had a leak, and
We took it to the service center, and JD and those guys, once again, hats off. They redid that window seal, and I just sent JD a picture the other day. I think I can attach it right here, but I sent him a picture saying just had a heck of a rainstorm and dry window seal. So that was a good test.
yes, that was great.
Yeah.
The floors in the RV have held up. You can spill almost anything on them, wipes up clean. We use a Swiffer 99% of the time, dry, Swiffer dog hair up, dirt, rocks, whatever. Okay, it seems effortless.
Yeah, and
To get it done.
Having the floor is flush. There's, you know, it's a flush slide system. You really, when you look at it, you don't really see that there's any kind of indication of a different level of floor. And she's really good about lifting that and then running the Swiffer under that lip so you don't have anything when you move your slides in and out. I think that helps protect the floor as well. The dog bowls, I just threw that in there because we don't use them.
No.
It's not in the convenient spot really.
They have moved it, and they've made it removable in the new units. That's all I'm going to say about that.
It's a busy RV park, can you tell? Our friends are coming and going.
We just use our dog bowls we used at home.
Yeah. I mean, the new one I think is magnetic, right?
Yeah, it's magnetic.
It magnetics
so
to the
it
thing?
can go
Yeah.
pretty much anywhere you want it to.
Yeah, like in a closet. What else is about the interior? Removable screens. Man, when we toured the 3250 with Nate, he showed us the new screens because people were, that little pinhole thing again, people were saying that, what do they call those little bugs? Like
Gnats.
Yeah, little gnats or little, they call them something else, little creeper crawlers or whatever. They think they were getting through. So they've changed it up and they've added a permanent screen that you can either take off or have on, but it's like a residential screen that snaps in and out. That was a really good idea. The wood trim, like you said, I haven't had any issues with trim. Nothing's fallen. Nothing. Everything in the bedroom works. Let's talk about the bedroom. But before we do that, we got to take a break and go move laundry. You ready?
Yeah.
Before we talk about the bedroom, let's talk about one thing in the bedroom that we decided against.
No washer, no dryer.
No washer, no dryer.
But there is plenty of room for a stackable washer dryer in the right-hand side cabinets.
Yep. And one of the reasons why when we stay at fam camps is this. I'll show you. Look at that. It's hard to beat $1.50. $1.50 wash, $1.50 dry.
And some fam camps, so washers and dryers are free.
In Corpus they were free, remember? NAS Corpus, they were free. All right, let's get these changed over and get back to it. Okay, dryers are loaded. I should have mentioned at the beginning of this video that you could start this video and do your laundry while you watch this video. Right?
Fingers tied.
Yeah, I hope so. Depending on how many loads you have, because if you have, like we just mentioned, if you have the washer and dryer in the RV,
Yeah.
they're going to take
be
you
at it for
all day.
day.
We can do all ours in just a matter of a few minutes. Okay, so on to the bedroom. I want to talk about a couple things that they did in the bedroom for us, and they've since done them on other Brinkleys, the newer models. When we were at the service center, we didn't know they were going to do this, but JD showed us. They pulled out the whole bed platform and they insulated where the slides part goes out. We always realized it was kind of cold.
Yeah, the floor in the bedroom was extremely colder, especially in the winter.
Last January, the headboard and everything would be cold.
Yeah.
So we were very thankful they did that. The dressers, what do you think about those dressers in the bedroom?
They weren't. They're sturdy.
I know you always mention one suggestion though. What's your one suggestion?
So Brinkley has put together the dressers, and there's a magnetic part, which is great. So they're magnet closed. When you pull out the drawer and you close it, it's magnet shut. But the magnet part that is connected to the dresser side, not the drawer side, hangs down into the drawer. So if you got a shirt hanging out that tops off that drawer, and you go to open that drawer, it tends to wad up that shirt and push it to the back of the drawer, and then falls to the back of the back of the dresser. So after you lose that shirt to the back of the dresser and you start looking for it, you realize you have to pull the drawer completely out, which is not that difficult. There's two little levers on one on each side. Pull it out, grab your shirt.
So maybe they could move those to the side instead of having them right on top.
I think it'd be a pretty quick fix if they just carved up and cut a little notch to move that magnet upwards.
Yeah, I agree.
Always room for improvement.
Always. And Brinkley takes that. I mean, we told them that when they called us about our experience so far. The closet, I don't have any issues with the closet.
No issues with the
There's
closets.
nothing's fallen down. That we haven't overloaded it. We bought those plastic 3-door plastic drawer sets.
Yeah, we put our shoes in there.
Our shoes and extra socks and stuff go in those deals. And I use the 4 drawers that are under the bed, and then she gets the however many drawers are in that.
7.
Yeah, oh yeah, she gets a bunch of drawers. And the main dresser, and that works out great for us full time.
Yes.
And having the extra space of not having a washer and dryer.
Yeah, we use that bottom section where I guess the washer would go.
Yeah.
We use that for all of our hanging pants, and then the top part is more storage for us.
Yep. So, and then we use the little side ones. But overall, no issues with the bedroom. We like the mattress. I like the mattress.
Still have the mattress.
Some people are like, oh, that mattress is this and that, or too stiff or hard or whatever. I like it. I mean, it could just be that I was in the military and I slipped on the ground and the mattress is just really comfortable.
And I like firm mattresses.
She likes firm mattresses.
I don't like them squishy.
So that's about it for the bedroom, you think?
I think the bedroom's awesome.
All right, let's move on to something more exciting, which is the bathroom. Bathrooms, I didn't know what to expect with an RV bathroom. I've seen those crazy bathrooms where the toilet is in the shower. And do you sit on that while you take a shower? I don't know how that works. Do you straddle it and take your shower? So I didn't know what to expect. But what are your thoughts on the bathroom?
Some people are dealing with that kind of situation, but that wasn't for us. When I checked out Brinkley on the showroom floor, I went straight to the bathroom to check out the shower because I shave my legs and
you do?
Anyway, someone's got jokes. I wanted to make sure there was plenty of room to shave my legs without having to be in a tight situation. You know what I'm talking about, ladies. But that was the first thing I wanted to check out. And they have the perfect footholds for shaving your legs. They have the perfect caddies that come installed already.
Yeah, the caddies are already there. You don't have to buy the bungee or the tension rods or whatever to hold your stuff. They're already there.
Yeah, so hands down, the shower was perfect. We did change out the shower head.
I couldn't do that.
We wanted some more pressure
Yeah, I couldn't do that big. The beautiful big like rain shower head.
It was
it's
square.
Like, yeah, it was like, but it just kind of at 45 psi from the water pump. It just kind of wasn't enough for me.
And sometimes the water pressure isn't even that great at some of the RV parks
Yeah.
we've been at. But anyway, not to get on a rabbit hole. Love the lighting in the shower. It feels like daylight in there. I love the skylight. I know they've kind of did away with that in
Yeah.
some of the newer models, but
It still has the height, but not the clear or the green plexiglass over
Yeah.
it. But I like that.
I
light.
like it
Yeah.
too. Lots of light in there. Medicine cabinet, full-size medicine cabinet that you would have in any standard bathroom. Very functional. Nothing's ever falling out of our
No.
travels.
Not a single time.
You may have a surprise once you open it.
Yeah, you open it. Maybe
but-
if you toothbrush stand or toothpaste stands up, it might fall over. But
Yeah.
it's never come open. Nothing's ever fallen
No.
out. I want I just can't get over sometimes the cabinetry. I mean, it's like we had a custom home, and it's like having really nice furniture in your home, like cabinets, the drawers, everything works. Nothing is marring. Even the sliding door that goes back and forth for the bathroom, there's no marks on it. It doesn't rub the walls. So I'm always amazed by that.
Yeah, and another one of my favorite things to show people too is that linen
Closet thing, yeah.
that pulls out in the bathroom. Oh, and most people are like, oh my gosh, what is that? Can't believe that's so big. And it's so perfect for somebody that came out of a house
Yeah,
and
to have
lives
that-
full time in RV.
All that extra room.
I mean,
Yeah.
that is one of the fullest cabinets in our home, but we use it. It's
Yeah, it's full.
full.
Yeah, I mean towels, toiletries, whatever. And then there's the trash can that pulls out below. No issues with that at all. It's
No.
been great.
They did come up with an update and they've added a little spinning latchy thing to keep that pantry from sliding out on travel days.
Yeah,
So
it's,
far, we used it. We installed it ourselves so we have an early model.
Yeah, they sent it to us because I said, hey, I don't get one of those, and Nate actually sent us 2 of them, and I used the other one. Oh, there goes a Power Stroke diesel here. Anyway, he sent us 2 because I thought, why not just add one to the big pantry
In the kitchen.
and we did that. So that's worked out well. It holds it. The toilet seat. What was your issue with the toilet seat?
So in the early models, the toilet seat, when you lift it up to clean it, it had all these crevices on the underneath side, and that was pretty gross and disgusting
Just a
and
pain in
took
the butt.
longer than expected if it were smooth. So we bought one that is a smooth threshold on the inside part you never see unless you're a dude, but unless you're somebody cleaning the toilet, it's
Right.
disgusting.
And I'll put a link in the description for where we got that. And it's also, my favorite part is, coming from a house, we had soft close toilets. Going to an RV, I would go to close it. I'm used to giving it a little push. And
Go wham!
Wham! And wake up everybody. Even the dogs are like, what the heck was that? It's the toilet seat. So this one is
Yeah.
soft close, so that's much better. The towel holder.
Yeah, they had a towel ring next to the light switch and the fan vent switch on the right hand side of the mirror. It was kind of cumbersome for me, and we found another
It's because of where the towel hung, right? It kind of took up space.
yeah, it was hung a little too low. So we saw somebody on Facebook add
The Brinkley G page.
yeah. Add a towel hanging mechanism that also had a basket on top, and that's where we keep our Kleenex, so it keeps it off the counter. The counter's clear of everything except for soap. So it hangs a towel and it holds a box of Kleenex.
Yeah, it's. I think it's way more functional.
Oh yeah, way
It's
more
up out of the
functional.
way because I'm kind of like you. I don't like there to be a huge amount of bottles and things, and I like it to be a clean countertop. You take out, you use what you use, and then you put it right back.
Yeah.
So,
Just
and it makes it easier on travel days.
simple, clean, easier on travel days, that
Yeah.
everything can be tidied up pretty quickly.
But we want to be 100% honest that we didn't buy a Brinkley. I've been accused in the last 2 weeks of being a Brinkley fanboy because everything
cares?
everything is. And I reached out to Kyle and Renee on Happily Ever Hanks, and I said, "What do you do about haters in your comments? Do you reply or whatever?" And they replied back and said, if people are hating you in your comments, then you're doing things right. You're changing things. For the most part, ignore them. So that's what we've been trying to do. I just can't believe.
And my view is, we wouldn't have bought a Brinkley if we weren't huge fans of Brinkley.
Yeah, right.
So
Yep, not a big
it is
deal.
what it is.
So I think that's it for the bathroom.
Yeah, the bathroom has no issues.
My favorite area, the garage. Let's talk about it. How do we use our garage differently than some people?
We use it to haul our motorcycles.
We put motorcycles in there, it's a toy hauler. Now, I'm not disparaging anyone who has multiple family members and they use that as a flex space. I've seen some
great flex
beautiful
space.
setups for flex space. I love it.
But we had all intentions to hauling our bikes wherever we went because we like riding motorcycles.
Yeah, that's what we do.
That's
if you
what we
watched
do.
our channel, we ride motorcycles. So we love the garage. I love the flooring.
Yep.
It doesn't wear. I have on some
some skid marks
some
from our bikes.
steep ramp days. I got a couple of burnout marks because, man, depending on how it levels, that thing can be really steep.
Easy to clean.
I love the flooring. It's easy to clean.
We decided, most people may not have done this, but we've decided to just cut out little sections where we need to put the hooks in, because we didn't want a whole bunch of, we'll keep our dogs in there too when we unload the bikes.
Oh, the rubber strips.
Yeah, the rubber strips.
And the L-track.
We kept those rubber strips in place and only cut out the sections that we needed to put our hooks in.
And we just leave the hooks in there.
And we leave the hooks in there.
Yeah.
They're not that
No,
big
they
of a
don't get in
deal.
the way.
Well, it's
But-
not actually the hooks, it's the loops that the hooks hook
Yeah,
into.
yeah,
So
that the tie down's going to. But
love that.
everything's held up really well. I bolted front wheel chocks mounts. I bolted those to the floor. I haven't had any issues with those. I bolted my my toolbox down to the floor with a strap, which, oh my God, we forgot to tighten it one day.
Yeah, that was a
We're
nightmare.
telling ourselves here. We arrived and Jackie said the toolbox fell over, and I was like, what? Because there's so much weight in that
it
toolbox.
fell directly in between our bikes.
It was more on your bike. I had to
More
like
on my
adjust
bike,
something.
but it was mainly right in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's a stackable unit.
Yeah. And God, it was so hard to get that thing back up. But anyway.
Anyway,
Yeah.
won't do that again.
Yeah, won't ever do that again. That was
Forgot to
that was
tighten
my
down
fault.
the straps.
The garage is usually my domain, and I just forgot to tighten it down. She asked me, "Is the garage good to go?" "Oh yeah, it's good to go." So, flooring, we love the flooring. I love that rubberized flooring. I love the ramp. The Happy Jacks. I know people have had problems with Happy Jacks.
Yeah.
We haven't had any problems with them. They've
Knock on
worked.
wood, we haven't
Nah,
had
yeah,
any
knock on
issues.
wood. We do have one of our good friends is riding motorcycles from Texas all the way to Albuquerque this Friday, and he's going to be our first guest on that bed up there. We're super excited. We already made it. Put the comforter on. It's all ready for him. We just now took the plastic off.
Yeah, we just now took the plastic
A
off.
year,
The
that mattress has been in the
mattress
plastic.
has been wrapped in plastic.
So we're excited to see how that works out. I want to see him on that ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ross, we love you. Peterball, we love you, buddy. Patio doors. Let's talk about patio doors. There's the dreaded Brinkley sliding Lippert patio doors, and those are not doors. Brinkley didn't say, "Hey, create some doors for us," and they gave them those. Those are the doors that are available on the market.
Pretty much standard for every
Standard
RV
for
with
every
a patio.
toy hauler has those sliding Lippert doors. Well, we've gotten to know Nate pretty well, and Nate said he reached out to Lippert and said, if you can't create a better product, I'm paraphrasing here.
May go with somebody else.
We're gonna find a home patio door place that can make something better, because that little bearings come out and the panels flop around.
There was little silver balls
Yeah, the ball
running,
bearings, yeah.
running around the garage.
By the time we got to the service center, our bottom flap on the left sliding door was I just had to hope and pray that it stayed in.
Yeah, we got into a shoving match with the doors and
Right.
just trying to get them shut or open. It's just,
Yeah, I greased them. I took the plastic off. Anyway, so Nate says, hey, while you guys are here, I have a prototype door that we don't know if we're going to go with at all. And he said, if you guys are willing to field test it, we'll install it. And so it was your birthday.
Yeah, it was
It was your birthday. So April 30th. April 30th, we had it installed. And now, I got to tell you, these are prototype doors.
They're still working on
Hopefully they're going to
kinks.
go into production. I know there's been other G owners that have gotten these doors, and we've all been kind of sworn to secrecy. I did talk to Nate. He said towards the end of August I could release the information on the doors. Ours are a prototype, so there are improvements. They've lengthened them a little bit because we have a little light under ours.
And I think they've added a little rubber thing to
Yeah.
keep the debris or water out if you have it open.
But performance-wise,
It's great.
it's great. They
Actually swing open. It's
Yeah.
3 panels, and the middle one swings open like a regular door that you'd have on your back.
It's like a patio door. It even has like a patio latch on it, and it
Yeah.
opens. And I did add another magnet to it, which he sent me a box of magnets, and then I sent that up to their people for development. But yeah, it magnets open.
And they still fold all the way out, so you have full access for the
Yep.
ramp for your toys to come back in and out pretty easily.
And they also, like the old ones, they just slid, and the only insulation or the only protection you got from anything was that little felt, right? Well, this frame is built into the back of the RV, and that frame has a rubber seal all the way around it. So when those doors are closed, one thing they said they wanted was something that would give a little bit more just wind and rain protection.
Thing is it's completely sealed up, so you have seals all the way around. The goal with it was if there's a storm coming in, you could close this thing up, wind, rain, whatever, and it only closes off the back end. So this is more like a residential door handle, so just coming in and out. And then
So that's what they did. They put it all the way around the U shape. Not on the bottom, that just has your normal rubber flap. Ours is a little short, but that's because ours was the very first pair ever installed in the G, and so they're making improvements to those.
Yeah.
But I like the doors. I've told Nate I like the doors. I like the way they function, and I think the final product that gets on the production line, hopefully in the next few weeks, is going to be even topped better than ours.
Yeah.
Maybe we can go back and talk them into yanking those out and putting some in, if you're watching, Nate. So the solenoids, we just did a video. I'll put it in the description. There was a video that we did about why wouldn't our ramp open, and it was a solenoid in the electric lock mechanism. This is how it goes, by the way.
This
Twist
is
it.
the ramp door.
The ramp door, the outer
And
door.
the solenoid is a mechanism inside the latch.
But other than that, it's held up great. It closes
Yes.
all the time. We troubleshot and repaired that ourselves just because that's what we do. Exterior of the RV. You know, I see older guys, I say older. I mean, I'm in my early 50s, but I see guys and at every RV park we go to, they're out there with a towel and they're wiping stuff and they're doing stuff, and I'm like, am I gonna have to do that one day?
Not so much.
No. But the other day I did clean the black marks from on the sides of the slides. I did clean those. But exterior finish wise, I've been super impressed with the Brinkley in
Yeah,
here.
and we keep it clean by Blue Beacon.
Yeah, Blue Beacon.
It's cheap, it's fast, it's convenient. That's what we use.
$56 is the most I've ever spent, and that's a wash on the truck, brush and wash on the trailer, and wheel brightener on the aluminum wheels on the dually. That's it. $56 is the most. So, and they're all over the country. I actually have an app. I have a Blue Beacon app. I can find them. So the exterior, I do have one complaint. My complaint is those fenders that are right there. They're above. They're the plastic
Fender moldings
fenders.
over the tire
They
wheels.
faded really bad, and they're kind of hazy looking. And I brought them back with a lot of elbow grease. But I'm thinking about reaching out to Brinkley and saying, can I have the paint code for the front cap? Because it's painted fiberglass. I'm thinking about, can I get the paint code for that front cap when you paint that? And I'll just take it somewhere and have them paint those fender flares with a good automotive paint. Because I think they're just color molded black and they faded. I mean, we've had it a year, but when I look at it, that's the only thing I look at and go, God, I wish those things weren't faded. So I definitely want to check into that. Exterior door latches.
The newer models didn't come with the RV lock. But since then, we've gotten the RV lock, and now the new Brinkleys do come with the RV lock, which is great because you don't have to carry a key around with you to open the door. It has a remote.
There's a remote.
Or it has a number code, and you hit the unlock button or lock button.
And you only get one key fob, so we got on Amazon and ordered another key fob. It was like 50 or 60 bucks, I think.
Yeah, and
but it's worth it.
They were sold out the first time we looked for them.
I had an alert set up so they could tell us. And the first one, I can't remember the code, was a Bauer lock. And it just failed. It just wouldn't work. Like, you put in the code, and so I reached out to Brinkley, and of course they're like, boom, we'll send you the one we're installing now, which is the RV lock with the remote. So other exterior hatches and latches, I haven't had any problems. I keep them clean though.
Yeah.
I use white lithium grease. I grease the latch mechanisms, because there's nothing worse when you're trying to hold something and you're trying to open that thing and it's kind of stiff, and I'm bent over and I'm old and I can't get it open, so I keep those greased up. What else?
The compressor.
Compressor.
So there was a lot of issues at first that they weren't really airing up our RV tires if we needed to top them off.
Nope, I tried, and Brinkley found out about it, and they put out a video where you could remove the compressor. You could take off a panel and you could turn it up and then put it all back in. But I found it was easier just to buy a Viair. I'll put a link in the description for it. I bought a Viair compressor that
It's portable. We use it on our bikes. We use it on the truck. We use it wherever we need it.
Yeah, it's easy, and
it's about this big.
Yeah, it's little. Some people use the DeWalt compressors. They just use their standard batteries they have for their saws and drills. That works great too. I bought an actual portable inverter that I can plug into our 40-foot extension cord, and it'll reach anywhere that we need it to reach.
But overall, we use the little one.
Yeah, we use a little one. The Dexter warranty work. We did have a problem with our brakes, and it surfaced probably 3 or 4 months in. We started getting weird codes.
That early? Was it?
Yeah, it was pretty early. We started getting weird codes on the truck, on the Ram, saying trailer disconnected, brakes disconnected, magnet fault. I read the ECU. I did a little video about it. I can put that in the description too. But the bottom line is, I reached out to Brinkley, and they reached out to Dexter, and within a day I had a phone call from Dexter, from a lady, and she said, we are drop shipping on a truck, a whole pallet, 6 brand new brake systems, and we're going to replace all those, and we're going to take the other ones, because I tore it apart.
Yes.
I tore it apart, and I found out the wires were frayed in there. And so Dexter was like, okay, we want all those back. We want to do a little research on them. And they sent us brand new ones. They paid a tech. Dexter paid a tech to come out to our RV park, replace all of our brake systems, and we haven't had a single issue since.
Nope.
No, it's been great. Taking a quick pause for the giant Class A. So maybe you can't watch this video when you do laundry. Actually, the deal was that Class A that came in.
Yeah.
The Class A came in, and he's just sitting there, idling.
They're checking in.
Yeah, checking in.
No big deal. Okay, Grandpa.
So we finished the laundry, and we put everything away, and then now you get the view of the Brinkley.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's continue talking about one of the other things was the camera system. What do we think about the camera system?
I like the camera system. We use it on travel days to see who's coming to the left or to the right of us, and we see directly behind us. We also have an attachment where we can plug it in inside and still use the monitor inside the RV and still see who may be walking up to our door on our blind sides when we're not expecting it.
That was covered in our tips and tricks video as well. We talked about tips and tricks that we've learned, and we covered the camera system, 12 volt, all that. The only thing I'll say about the camera system is sometimes on the highway, I lose the rear camera, because that's where I tend to leave it when we're driving.
Yeah.
It just goes out, or sometimes it freezes. But
sometimes I think it's like a radio frequency, because sometimes we're in the middle of nowhere and it works just fine, but when we get into the city, it starts doing a little blackout.
If it's raining too, maybe it's interrupting the signal as it comes back.
Maybe.
But otherwise, we love the cameras, and they were included. So, the Gen Y gooseneck.
That was an option. We opted out of the regular 5th wheel hitch. I forget what those things are called, but anyway,
what are you looking at?
Save space in the truck bed. All we have in the truck bed is the ball hitch, and it saves tons of space.
Yep.
a lot less worry, I believe, too, for us, because I've seen some of those fifth wheel hitches when they're hooking up and they accidentally do a test bump and it drops the trailer on top of the bed of the truck. That's something kind of scary.
I like the gooseneck because I've been pulling goosenecks, you know, horse trailers, cattle trailers, and so I just know a gooseneck. I don't know anything about a fifth wheel hitch. Never had one, never used one, don't know how the mechanism works. So for me, it was a no-brainer. I like the gooseneck. I think you get more of a side to side than you do with the standard fifth wheel. So that's something that I'm glad that we opted to go for the gooseneck for sure. So next, I think all we have left to talk about is electronics. And man, this thing has some electronics on it. Electronics. This thing's got some cool electronics, from the Rockford Fosgate stereo systems to everything being controlled by an app. But then you have your basic RV electronics as well. The inverter. Never had an issue with that.
No.
Nothing's going on with the inverter. It works great. We turn it on for travel days.
Keeps our fridge cold.
Yeah, I mean, with our lithium and the solar, it runs the fridge all the time when we're towing, so we haven't had any issues with those basic electronics. Let's see.
So the sound system, I tell people this all the time. We've never been in a spot to use it at its prime. There goes a jet. But it is stupid loud.
Yep.
I bet some younger folks would really, really pump up the jams on that system. I mean, it vibrates so much, it moves my potted plants off of the side tables and they'll fall over because it will bump pretty hard.
I want to be boondocking somewhere on BLM land and then just crank it every zone with the patio down and see how that goes. I'm just never confident doing it where there's people that could be sleeping or whatever.
It's a great system.
Yeah, definitely they overdid themselves on the stereo. The solar, zero issues with the solar. It runs flawless. 3,000 watt inverter, like I said. The DC charger works great. Haven't had any issues. We did have a challenge with our converter one time. We were visiting your family in
Shawnee, Oklahoma,
and we got where we were going and we hooked everything up, and I noticed the batteries weren't charging. I got on the phone with Brinkley. They gave me a few things to check. I checked them, couldn't get it to work. The converter just wasn't charging. And then we went and visited. We were like, oh well,
we'll just have to let it sit.
We went and visited your family, came back, and it was working perfect. And then when we were at the service center, the day we went to pick it up, I looked and I noticed that the batteries weren't charging off the converter. I told JD and them. They said, come back tomorrow morning. So next morning at like 9, they called. JD's like, got a brand new converter put in there. They like
magic.
Like magic. And if you know where that thing's mounted in a Brinkley, I was
it's not easy to get to.
I don't know how you did it, but they replaced it, no questions asked. They just said it failed for some reason, but we haven't had another issue with it. It's run flawless since then, and that was in April. So, water pump. I complained a little bit that the water pump was noisy. I got under there and I zip tied the hoses, and I tried to stabilize it a little bit because it was noisy. And so when we were in Goshen, Nate said, hey, I have this test model water pump and I want you guys to test it out. So he brought it over, JD and the crew installed it. It's worked great for us. I don't know if it's any quieter.
Yeah, the PSI is supposed to be higher, the higher rate of PSI.
Yeah.
No complaints with it.
And it's some new system where you can leave it on all the time. Like, it only turns on when it's needed, but I thought the old ones did that. I don't know, it's confusing, but we haven't had any issues with the water pump. It works great.
And we really didn't have any issues with the old one other than it was noisy. Extremely loud.
And the other thing is, sometimes when you go to a park and they've got 20 pounds, 20 PSI, you're at the top of a hill or you're sharing off of everybody else, it's just better to fill your tank and use your water pump because you're going to get that 45 to 50 PSI out of that water pump. Let's see, what else? The leveling system. We had a challenge with the leveling system where it would not go back to hitch height. It wouldn't retract the legs. And so we told Brinkley about that at the customer service center, and I don't know what they did. They worked magic, but it's the same system. They just, I don't know if they restarted it or top secret switch, but we haven't had any issues since then either. The One Control Unity board. That's like the bane of Brinkley owners, G owners' existence.
But Brinkley did not invent that system.
No, it's a Lippert system.
And I'm sure other models and makes have the same issues also. We found a quick fix, or Ross made a fix. It wasn't very quick, but it's quick now.
Yeah. So the way that you can get around resetting it, what happens is you pull out your phone and you open the app, and then it connects through Bluetooth to the Unity box. Well, it just quits connecting through Bluetooth, and it says you're not connected anymore. So we were getting frustrated by it, and so
it happens at the most oddest times.
right when you're getting in bed and you want to adjust the AC, you're like, dang it, it's out. So I talked to Lippert and talked to JD, and he put me on the phone with somebody else. They said I could do a reset by unhooking the power wires on the Unity board. Well, I put in switches, so those wires that go to the Unity board are now on 12-volt switches. I didn't think about it deep enough at the time, but really all you have to do is turn off both of your 12-volt power connects, your disconnects, turn both of those off, and it does the same thing as my switches. But, you know, I like the switches because if you're in there doing things,
it doesn't turn off.
It doesn't turn off all your 12-volt lights. It doesn't turn off everything that runs on 12-volt. It only turns off that board. Now you can't adjust your AC while it's off. You can't do a few other things. But 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, I'm getting kind of impatient with it. 2 minutes, I turn them back on. And not everybody has that problem. Some people have found if you don't use the One Control app and you use the actual Lippert
app,
Lippert Control app, that it works better and it stays connected. So just things to think about. What else electronic wise? Any problems? Nothing I can think of that really pops up.
No.
No? All right. Well, let's wrap this bad boy up then. So I hope that this was informative. I hope that it helps out somebody who's thinking about a Brinkley or thinking about full-time.
This is our 1 year review on the Brinkley. Not to say you might have a different opinion, because you might, but we love it.
Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't trade it in for anything.
Nope, I wouldn't either. And there was a guy that was just behind, next to us talking to us. He said he'd never seen one before. Isn't that what he said?
Something like that.
He said he'd never seen one before. And I'm like, well, they've been out for a few years. But we hope that this helps. If it does, make sure you like and subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. Just click on the little thing there for us.
And if you have any questions about maybe something we talked about and you weren't too clear on it, let us know. Ross replies.
I do. I'm on there religiously. You might be surprised how fast I reply. So put it in the comments if you have any questions or anything we covered.
Yeah. And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yep. And we'll see you in the next video.
See y'all later.
All right. We've been making a lot of Brinkley material videos. We have some other videos you might like, and here's one that YouTube thinks you might like for sure.